Good day everyone. Welcome to the Azure Data Factory Series. In today's video, we are diving deep into mastering Azure Integration Runtime, unlocking its full potential to elevate your data workflows. Whether you are optimizing performance or ensuring seamless data integration, this video has got you covered. But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It helps us a lot and let us continue bringing you quality content like this. Let's get started. Currently, I'm on the Azure Data Factory Data Studio. So let's click on Manage here. And right now I have an auto resolve integration runtime. Yeah. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create Azure Integration Runtime. Yeah, let's click on New here and then select this Azure, self-hosted, and then click on Continue. And we have this option here, which is basically Azure self-hosted. So I'm going to use this Azure Integration Runtime. So if you read this, it clearly tells that use this for running data flows, data movement, external and pipeline activities in a fully managed serverless compute in Azure. So in short, in case if you want to connect your Azure Data Factory to any of the Azure resources, then your go-to integration runtime is Azure Integration Runtime. Yeah, it doesn't allow you to connect to any of the on-premise resources. It is purely for Azure resources. Yeah, just click on that and click on Continue. And then what we'll do now is like we will give it a name here. We will name it as Azure IR. Yeah. And if you want to give a description, go ahead and provide that. It really helps you to understand for which particular service or pipeline you're creating this integration runtime. Yeah. Now, if you look at the region here, it is set to auto resolve. I'm going to change it to the required region. In my case, it is going to be South India because my ADF, all my resources are in South India. So I prefer South India is a place where my integration runtimes to be set up so that it will perform better. Yeah. So let's look at the other options here, but I'm not going to change those. So if you click on virtual network, so the virtual network configuration, right now I'm going to leave it as disabled, but in future videos I will let you know like how to enable it and then come up with your own virtual network for this integration runtime. Yeah. So if you read this, enabling manage virtual network ensures that Azure Integration Runtime compute is provisioned within it and can access data securely using the private endpoint. Yeah. If you have to use private endpoints and make your setup more secure, then you will have to enable this and then you need to bring in your own virtual network. But for this demo, I'm just going to disable it. Yeah, that is, I'm going to leave it default. And same way, data flow runtime. So you will have this advanced tab minimized. So let's maximize it. So the compute size, if you see this, it's basically telling like size of compute used in the Spark cluster. Yeah, small is general purpose. And then we have this 4+4 driver course. I will let you guys know what are driver and what is the slave and things like that once we move on to Databricks. Yeah. So now if we change that to medium, you will see that 4 cores are changed to 8. Same way, if you change it to large, then you see the compute type is no more general purpose. It is set to memory optimized. And the core count is close to 16. Yeah. And then custom, you were allowed to select whatever is required based on your requirement. For example, if you have a high performant workload that is going to use this integration runtime, then you can select the things as per the requirement. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the default one, which is small, and I'm going to click on create here. So if you see here, we have created the Azure IR. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new link service, a link service which is same as this one. Okay. So if you want, you can change the existing link service to utilize the newly created Azure Integration Runtime. Yep. So what I'm going to do is like I'm going to create a new one here. Yeah. So what we'll do is like we will select Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2, click on Continue, and what I'll do is like I will name this link services as JB ADB storage account underscore Azure IR. I will use that way. Yep. And the integration runtime, I will select Azure IR, and then I will use the account key. And what I'll do is like I will select the required Azure subscription. Okay, so I'm going to select the required storage account, which in my case would be like if you see here, the storage account is JB ADB storage account. So I will select that one here, JB ADB storage account. Yeah. And then what I'll do is like I will try a test connection just to make sure everything is working fine. So the connection is successful, so I'm just going to create it. Let's wait for it to complete. So if you see here, this is the one that I've just created. So everything looks good. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to modify the existing pipeline to use this one, use this Azure IR, and see if that is if it is working fine. Yeah. So I will not make anything fancy here. I will go to the existing one. Yeah. And then on the source, what I'll do is like I will click on open here, and then change this link service from the previous one to the one that I've just created, which is your JB ADB storage account underscore Azure IR. Yeah, just to verify that, let's click on edit, and then if you can see here, connect via integration runtime is set to Azure and Azure IR. Yeah, so now we are set with this. So uh, um, let's click on test connection here. The connection is successful now. Yeah. So now what we'll do is like we will go back here, and now that we have selected the required things, let's click on sync here. So we have just completed for source. Now let's go to the sync. Let's click on open again, and in the link services, let's change it to Azure IR. Let's do a check again just to make sure we are in the correct integration runtime, which is Azure IR. So now what I'll do is like I will check for test connection, and let's wait for the testing to complete. So the connection is successful now. So what we'll do now, let's publish it. While this is publishing, let's go to the storage account. Let's click on the source. In the source, we have a file called df.csv. And on the target, we don't have any file. So let's click on refresh. So we don't find any files there. So now what we are going to do, we will use this Azure IR, and then let's trigger it and see if we are able to copy the file df.csv from source to target. Yeah. So now this is done. So now let me close these. Just do a validate once. Everything looks okay. So now let's add a trigger and then do a trigger now, and then see if it completes fine. Let's click on view pipeline run. So it is queued now. Let's see if this completes without any errors. So it is in progress right now. Let's give it some more time. So the run succeeded. Let's go back to that container target and then do a refresh. And then if you see here, we have completed the copy from source to target. So everything works fine. Since all the resources are in Azure, we were able to successfully copy the file and we were able to use the Azure IR to perform this activity. Cool. Let's discuss some of the advantages of using Azure Integration Runtime. First comes the scalability, wherein you have this automatic scaling, where Azure Integration Runtime can automatically scale based on the demand of data integration process, ensuring efficient performance without the need for any kind of manual intervention. Elasticity, it can handle a wide range of data volumes from small data sets to large scale data processing tasks, making it suitable for diverse workloads. Next comes the availability, wherein we have Azure Integration Runtime available in multiple regions worldwide, allowing data movement and transformation closer to your data sources and destinations, reducing latency to a greater extent. It supports data integration across on-premises and cloud environment, making it versatile for hybrid scenarios. Even though it cannot connect to on-premise environment and get the data, what can happen is like from the on-premises, if we have a different way to move the data to Azure Cloud, then the Azure Integration Runtime using which we will be able to pick up the data. Yep. Next comes on our list of advantages, security and compliances, and we ensure that using VNet integration. Azure IR can be deployed within a virtual network, providing secure access to resources in a private network. Data encryption. All data in transit is encrypted, ensuring that data remains secure during the movement and processing. Azure Integration Runtime adheres to various industry standards and regulations, making it a reliable choice for handling sensitive data. As a fully managed service, Azure IR handles the infrastructure, patching, and maintenance, allowing users to focus on building data workflows without worrying about underlying complexities. The next advantage would be its integration with the Azure services. Azure Integration Runtime seamlessly integrates with other Azure services such as Azure Data Lake, Azure Synapse Analytics, and Azure Blob Storage, facilitating smooth data movement and transformation. Pay-as-you-go model, meaning you only pay for what you use, helping to manage costs effectively. This is a very good advantage as far as cost efficiency is concerned. And there is no infrastructure overhead, as we no need to provision or maintain physical servers, reducing the capital expenditure and operational costs. It is highly customizable. Azure IR supports different execution environments like data flow, SSIS, and custom activities, allowing users to choose the best tool for their specific needs. Azure IR offers built-in redundancy and failover mechanisms, ensuring high availability and reliability for mission-critical data integration tasks. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Jai Hind.